Well, how's it going, Tim?
Hey Chad, what's happening, man? Going pretty good.
Yeah, not too much, not too much. We got a big win over at BYU. Took care of business, did what we needed to do there. Uh, Good day for a White Russian, so having a couple of those. Um, what else? What else did we do? Yeah, that's about it. I mean, we didn't have a bad week. Wasn't a bad week at all.
Oh yeah, man, not a bad week. Snap the losing streak. That's why I've got this weird tropical Discord background because that's what I had last week and we won. So until we lose, it's weird things behind me. It's cool though.
I like
Hey,
it.
yeah, I mean, sorry, Chad. It's like, yeah, it was good to see a win and a road win. Still kind of worrisome to give up that many points, but KJ being back. We scored
Hmm.
52 and look the offense looked really good.
Yeah, no, we the offense looked good. They was able to go out there, move the ball, do what they needed to do. I did not think the defense looked good. I was talking about it all through the game, um, and they they were all right. I guess Hudson got the Clark got the defensive player of the week in the SEC. So you got to give a hats off to that. Like, how hard are you playing to get rocked as many times as he's gotten rocked, man? Like, you've seen it just laid out by the offensive folks. And to come back and just keep coming after you, you know what I mean? Like a wild hog, man. Just backed
Oh
into
yeah.
a corner. Just just keep
Uh,
coming, just
One thing,
keep coming. It's awesome. I mean, it's awesome that he put forth so much effort that he's able to overcome some of his size, you know, issues in college football, and it's nice you go over to BYU, they're not SEC caliber team. We talked about this last week before, we went over there and played. We talked about, how they were a little bit slow. We saw that, size differentiation. We saw that. So, it was it was awesome to see him get out there and show out a little bit.
yeah, it's nice to see some turnovers. So he gets the interception and he gets the fumble recovery. So he gets, two of those turnovers, and
Yeah.
which we needed. Haven't had one in several weeks, or we might have had one somewhere sprinkled in there, but kept missing on a lot. So it's nice to see us force three turnovers. But yeah, like only still still wasn't encouraged. The fourth quarter, I mean, it's nice to put a clamp when you had to. At least for the defense, they didn't submit to any altitude tire. You know what I mean? The
Hmm.
touchdown they give up, Puka score just went insane on us. Three, he's been out most of the season, but he was healthy, of course. When we come to visit, he scores three touchdowns. I leave him on the bench in my fantasy team because he was playing Arkansas, and he puts up whatever three touchdowns, but if they score their last touchdown, 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and then at least from then, they're able to get some stops and kind of with the offense's help seal the game.
Yeah, absolutely. But you just gotta, you can't. We gotta stop this allowing teams to score a wheel on us. And you saw it again this BYU game. And yeah, they only put up you know 35 points, and thank goodness they wasn't a better team. You know what I mean? Or they would have. Put up more points. So we gotta get it figured out defensively. We gotta do something. We can't. We just can't keep going forward. Uh, I don't know. I guess it's like Pittman said. He said it. We got to go out there and outscore these folks, and that's just a scary mentality to have. I feel like when you feel like you have to outscore people, you get in games you're not doing good. You start taking chances. You start doing some things, try to get some points on the boards you wouldn't normally do. You make some mistakes you wouldn't normally make, um, and that's worrisome. What do you
Oh
think?
yeah,
Look, there's the other thing that I got to ask you about, right? That get your opinion on. Everybody keeps talking about Sanders putting up the numbers that McFadden put up, actually on a better pace, outpacing McFadden at this point. And we've talked about this in the past. It's like, what would you do? You'd be crazy not to give the ball to McFadden, and we got a coach benching a guy that's putting up McFadden type numbers, because he got a fumble. And I mean, I hate to say it, but man, we've had quarterbacks set the ball on the ground like a loaf of bread. Like, we've had a lot of bad fumbles in Arkansas history, man. I think you just tell him not to fumble again and send him back out there. He didn't want to do that, and he says it in the press conference too. He's like, "Oh yeah, he cares." So I felt like I had to, put him on the bench because I know he cares and this, that, and other. Well, if you know he cares, you don't have to put him on the bench because he's already pissed off at himself. So all you're doing is compounding that, right? But then he comes out and puts up freaking record numbers after that. So maybe that mind game was the right mind game to play. Maybe he knows. Maybe he knows his player better than me. A guy sitting on the sideline watching it from TV. But it's just something to think about. It's just some things to throw around. What's the right way there? There's two distinct paths. And you say Pittman take the hardcore, old style mentality and bench the guy.
Yeah, watching the game, it seemed like because he as soon as he came back in, he routed off like a 70-yard run or something. Was just running hard, and I was thinking, oh wow, great move by Pittman to like rest him because we have some quality running backs behind him. Like it's just a solid move to rest him in this altitude, come back and finish the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, okay, it's because of that. I was like, man, I don't know. He's not like just a fumble. Like he don't fumble all the time. I don't. I mean, I get it, man. You don't want him to. But you're saying if Pittman trusts him to like, no, he's upset about the fumble, and you know what I mean, then put him back in there soon after. Not wait that long because maybe we could have, like I was saying, that last touchdown. It was still also that's close to the fourth quarter. It was still a 3-point game, or we were only up 3 points in that third quarter. There at the end, like, oh man, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like we blew them out just that entire second half.
Yeah.
And you wait a long time to put him back in after that. The thing with McFadden, man, I don't know. I just
McFadden was the
yeah,
show.
it's hard for me
McFadden
to
is the
say,
show,
man.
and in this offense, Sanders isn't the show. Rocket's not the show. Rocket's like Felix Jones to McFadden, right? Like that's where I'd put him right there at number two, second, great second player, right? But KJ's the show, man. He's the damn show. He's the guy that's out there putting it on and doing some wild stuff, and everybody's got their focus on. But you start talking about putting up McFadden numbers. You start talking about the best numbers Arkansas has ever seen at running back, right? And you're talking about it's happening again. Like he's outpacing him right now. So how
Yeah,
fair is that to like, man, give that kid the ball. Give him the
yeah.
ball, man. You know.
I want to see him get a shot at that South Carolina, that DMAC South Carolina record when he had 350 yards rushing.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? See what he can do with that. See if we can pull up one of those games against Ole Miss when they roll into town and just run all over them.
You got to have a big game when you're putting up those type of numbers. You're going to have like a breakout, just massive game. And it didn't feel like the BYU game was like a breakout, massive game. But I mean, he did great. I mean, he had put up great numbers. But I feel like there's going to be a game where it's just like he took it. He took it and he won it. Uh, just by running the ball. If they'll give it to him. And that's the thing. You got to give him the ball, right? Consistently, I, I feel like, we've talked about this before that you got a whole, mentality with the way that they call the plays where they're so, like bang, bang, bang. This is what we're going to do exactly, and we're gonna rattle off two run plays and we're gonna pass the ball. We're gonna rattle off two run plays. We're gonna pass the ball. It's like, man, just throw it deep on first. What happens if we do that? What happens if we ran on third? Like, who knows?
Oh yeah, man. He's having a heck of a year though. I mean, So in that situation, Pittman didn't bench when KJ fumbled, and I wouldn't have benched KJ obviously after this too. But when KJ fumbled against A&M down at the 1 yard line and going in for that score instead of just living to play a second or third down, whatever was next, and letting A&M take the ball and run it back. But like he didn't bench KJ after that.
Yeah,
Maybe it's separate quarterback and running back situation. I don't know.
and we got three good running backs too. I mean, you gotta also start throwing Green in the mix and start talking about you know what he's done this year. Every time he touches the ball, he's ripped off a whole ton of yardage. You know, it feels like to me. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, AJ's definitely. He's got some explosive speed. He's made some big plays. I like when he runs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, 45 carries so far this year is not enough, but I know I say it all every week. It's like, man, I just wish we had like 15 carries ain't enough for Rocket, man. Only
Mm-hmm.
11. 11 is all right for AJ Green and stuff, but feels like we should get more. I want to see a game where we're able to just Rocket's got 30 carries, AJ's got 18 or so, and we're still able to pass the ball. Still a fair number of passing going on, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know. That's not enough in that game for AJ.
why are we still not lining up in a power with a power run game if we got a running back that's putting up those type of numbers too? I don't understand that either. I don't understand why our offense coordinator's trotting everybody out there, you know, and running this pistol slash shotgun formation that he runs. You know, like let's get some power running. And if you want to run that out of the pistol, you can definitely do it. Nevada did it for years. They had a hell of a power run game out of the pistol. So but we don't have. I don't feel like we have a good big package. I've talked about this. I don't feel like we got a good power run game. It'd be nice to have that because we're talking about having running backs that are awesome, right? So you got to start thinking like, why is that? Like, is it because we got undersized linemen? Like, why would they be doing that? I don't think that's the case. I think we got excellent linemen. I think it's just the offensive scheme they've put in.
No, yeah, offensive line. I was about to say they played a heck of a game the other day. No sacks. KJ not getting sacked. Of course, he got out of one. He avoided 3 sacks on one play, on one thing. But the running back or the whole run game, quarterback included, everybody that ran the ball, no lost plays. There was no negative plays uh, from the offense. So everything was moving forward, or at least back to the line of scrimmage. And the offensive line seemed like they're. I mean, I know BYU's not SEC defense, so it's kind of harder to say. Even Auburn's defense will be, I'm sure, better. So, but
Mm-hmm.
this game they played really well. So, like to your point, like utilize that, man. You build it. Pittman's an offensive line coach. It's all right, man. You don't have to feel pressured to just sit back there in the pistol all the time.
Yeah, did you start looking at Hasselwood and Thompson and Landers and the receiving crew out there that are? I mean, they're tearing it up. They tore it up that last game too. They had a good game too. But
Yeah.
it was nice to be able to see us be able to throw it when we got in a situation uh, where we could. I mean, it's like we're multi-dimensional. We're a multi-dimensional team. A lot of coaches would be, begging for that. So, man,
I mean, 42 rushes, 40 passes,
yeah,
pretty balanced, 42 to 40.
goodness, what a mess. Yeah, it's nice
And
that I have to delete everything that says lose on our podcast and put win
yeah,
there. And that's going to be the best part of my night, honestly. I can't wait to do that.
it
So
was cool.
happy we
Or
broke that losing streak, dude. And we're only three, like, we've only got three losses, guys. Like, so, I mean, that's not bad. There's years where we would have done anything for a three-loss team, man. And it wasn't too long ago. So don't start
no,
thinking, like, this is bad. But at the same time, I don't want to lose many more because then I feel like
no,
we're
no.
digressing at that point, and I don't want to move backwards.
You still got a shot, and people can laugh at me, man. But the schedule eases up, somewhat the rest of the year, or at least there's no just big linger. There's no Bama and somebody like that on the schedule, Tennessee or Georgia. somebody like that on the schedule the rest of our year. Ole Miss is they're number 7 and undefeated, so that's definitely interesting. And LSU's actually they've played better in conference play. I don't know, man. I still don't. Every time I laugh, I just don't think LSU's a great football team this year, and they're 5-2, a little better than us. So what can I say? But it just feels like there's winnable opportunities the rest of the year, especially if KJ and the rest of the team, we don't, we stay pretty healthy. Still got a chance 9-3, and then 10-win season if we get a bowl victory. That would at least be moving up.
Yeah.
I'm expecting more of the season, but it's all is not lost.
This run of games for Auburn is tough.
Yeah.
They go and play Mercer, San Jose, Penn State, whatever you want to think about them and what they've done. They're all right football team. Then the Missouri, which ain't very good, right? And they just barely beat damn
Yeah.
Missouri. The only other two teams they win are the Mercer and San Jose, and they might as well be Missouri. Then they had to play LSU, Georgia, Ole Miss, then us. Like just a monster schedule. Mississippi State right after Texas A&M. Just tough schedule, man. They really do got a tough schedule this year. Western Kentucky, that ought to be an easy game for them. Hopefully they'll win it after getting beat up by all these teams. Goodness gracious.
They'll be 4, and that would make them. If that was their load win the rest of the year, that would be 4 wins going to Alabama. Coach, if he's not fired yet, man, maybe he can go out there and beat Bama. Put 2 losses on Bama. That'd be cool.
Surely they won't fire him unless he loses the WKU. I would think they'd let him go ahead and coach the rest this year out.
Oh yeah. No, I just know they're already unhappy with him. It's like, well, you got a weirdo, man. Nobody wanted to hire him, man. I don't like the guy. He's an ass. He's a prick, and he's getting what's coming to him. So, you know.
Yeah, man. You get what you pay for. You know. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to play him. Go ahead and get that W. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be fun. So, well, at least I think we'll be able to beat Auburn. I don't know. I'm not terribly concerned about them. They haven't, really done anything that's amazing this year. They feel like a lost team, right? They feel like a team that doesn't have an identity right now. Where we were a few years back is where it feels like they're at, unfortunately.
Yeah, they thought what I guess TJ Finley. He may be even hurt. I haven't really watched too much of their. There's been so much other good football, college football on that it's just hard to find time for Auburn, a crappy Auburn football team. But I know they started the season with Finley at quarterbacks. They moved to Robbie Ashford. I have no idea who he is. Like I've seen, you know what I mean. Other teams I was like, man, I've seen a lot of the SEC teams. Like
He's a
Robbie
red shirt
Ashford.
freshman, so you're in trouble when you got a
Oh,
red shirt freshman as your quarterback.
4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, averages 144 yards passing a game. This is the team we want to play. Like we don't throw. They're not a big passing team. They're not what we've kind of faced. Pretty good, Bryce Young or Will Rogers, Mississippi State. This
Mm-mm.
guy's not. Well, I mean, watch him throw 350 yards on us. Right in front of us next weekend or whenever. But that's not my prediction, man. He does look like dual threat. It looks like he rushed 74 rushes, 400 or 307 yards, I guess, in that.
Yeah, I think
Scramble
they're.
out.
I think their wide receivers are average. Wide receivers on this team, I think, are really where their best positions right now is at their tight end and their running back, that Bigsby kid. You remember Bigsby was
Yeah.
running around
Oh,
last
yeah.
year too, so he's looking really good.
That way, Auburn seems to have either a decent running back or running back that kills us every now and a
Yeah,
good bit of it. Um, yeah, he's definitely focal port. Ah, goodness
And that
gracious.
and that
Offense.
Shankner tied in. He's a senior. He's been there for a while, but he's made some. He's made some good plays. You see his name called every once in a while over the years. So
Yeah, yeah, he's second leading receiver for him. John Samuel O'Shanker.
yeah, yeah. I just remember like
He's
seeing
called,
him like
yeah,
seeing him on the TV.
yeah. He's,
Like
I mean,
I'm usually doing other stuff when the Auburn game's on, so like I don't know what he did. I just recall them saying his name and talking about him.
I mean, it's their second leading target on in the receiving game, man. He's up there. So, especially if you would say he's a senior, then somewhere in the imprint of your mind, old John Samuel Shanker.
Likes to leak out, likes to leak out on the.
Probably a big third down. He probably catches some little shit pass, 5 yards,
That's what we
just
want.
over.
We want the quarterback to be tearing it, or the quarterback and the tight end to be tearing it up. Little short
Just looking
passes,
for
just getting hammered by the linebackers, rocked
Hudson Clark coming in.
3 to 5 yards. Just, I hope he does. Maybe he'll come in on this and leave his feet on some of these tackles. Get a little bit more trajectory going behind him. He
Oh,
could
there's
probably
some weird.
he could probably
Sorry.
just get lower than some of these folks too. He could probably just work on just getting underneath them in some of these situations, getting a little more lift.
Oh, sorry, man. I apologize to you and the listeners, viewers, man. No, there's just been some weird like noises outside. Man, I didn't hear them till just now. My
Like
wife
a
heard it about
ghost?
10 or 12 ago. We're like,
Like a ghost?
I don't know, man.
I heard a kid died out in that lake, man. Fell out of a
What would you say?
canoe, drowned out there.
What would you say
Walks
then,
around
man?
through the woods wearing a hockey mask and a knife. But I don't know. It's probably just a story.
Why'd you say such things, man?
Well, they say he went down there to swim off the bluff years back, man. Oh my God. Well, that's it. It's the end of the hog call. Guess we're done with this show. This is how we're gonna wrap it up. I wonder if the people on audio right now is like, what is going on? What had just happened? That for everybody that can't see this at the moment, he disappeared and then reappeared.
I'm here, man. We thought it disappeared. You all right? I think it's cool, isn't it?
He's got a hook on his right hand. You hear him dragging it.
Happy October, everybody. So, creepy town. That freaked me out. Goodness.
I
I'm
just
all
did.
worried.
I
Man.
just did different movie plots, dude. He knows what you did last summer.
Oh, no, man. I'm sorry, man. I'll get back. We can edit that out, maybe.
Anyway, their defense, Auburn defense, they're pretty good. Better than their offense. They've been able to hold some teams to some points. You know, this year, so they're not terrible. You know,
No, no, no. They're definitely known more for that side of the ball, especially this year. Let's try to look up some. Don't have the game notes for this game since it's next week, but uh,
it always sucks when they don't. It always makes it so much harder. When they don't put the notes up. Like to do for most other games. Liberty. It's always the small schools always have the best notes.
Let's see where. Let's see here. Okay. Total defense. Where that one down? What the? Somebody's messing around. Don't
What
like
you
it.
do?
Oh, it's just like looking for. Can I see points per game? I don't want to see yards per game. That's not good for Illinois. Rushing yards per game. We're going to end up playing Illinois in the bowl game. Let's see here.
Well, they've held everybody to a low score pretty much, except for Penn
Yeah.
State, Georgia, and Ole Miss. Right? Penn
Yeah.
State put up 41. Georgia put up 42. Ole Miss put up 48. So that's the magic number. So if we put up 40, anything, we're going to beat them probably. Because
Yeah.
they're only putting up at best, 34 points, right, on their best game. Most games they're averaging 16, 15 points, right? So, you know, seems to be, even when they're doing good, seems to be the magic number. So you could say lowest, as long as we hit 35 points, we're probably going to win this game. But 40s feel more comfortable. Um, can we come in and put 40 points on a Auburn team? I would. I'd like to say we could. I think it'll let us know what kind of team we have. I think that's one of the things that we're curious about. I feel like we've seen some weird inconsistency with our offense. Right? It feels like we're better than what we've performed in some of these games, and I want to say that we can come out there and we can put up a Georgia, Auburn, or Georgia, Ole Miss, Penn State type numbers on Auburn, right? That's what I'm hoping. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, we average about 32 points a game. We've left some points on the board for sure, man. I hate to keep bringing up A&M, but that was a glaring one. We left some points up on the board.
Mm.
A few of those too. Shoot, BYU probably we could have scored more. Yeah, but so we're about 50th scoring offense. Auburn's what was it, 78 or something? That's all. They give about 28 points a game. But like you're saying, it's those four games, those losses to those teams like that, Georgia and Ole Miss, that are putting those points up on the board. Everything else, they're probably only giving up 20 or even less than that.
And we
It's
should really only be a two-loss team, honestly.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
missing field goals and losing games like that almost doesn't even count as a lost game. Shouldn't even had the chance to kick a field goal in that situation. If you did that play 10 times out of 10, 9 of them, that damn ball's going through. Sorry.
yeah. It is. It is.
It wasn't even an ugly kick either. It wasn't even like that Tennessee ugly kick that shit could that kick shouldn't have went through, dude. That was a terrible fucking kick, man. Look, like everything looked off on that. Dude, the fucking hold. As soon as he grabbed it, the hold. I don't think he got the fucking laces spun around. Fucking plant foot slipped forward. Didn't have a good fucking follow through. They might even got a fucking fingertip on it. The fucking thing's all wobbly and low and shit.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was good. Just a little wide right or whatever. So yeah, yeah, it's been good. Besides that, yeah, Auburn gives up 204 rushing yards a game. That's almost 5 yards a carry. That's not very good. 19 rushing touchdowns already. So this is a game where Rocket and AJ should have a pretty good day. You would think.
Well, you would hope. You hope so. I hope we can just run it. Look, it would be better if we could just run the ball and win every game, dude. Like, we need to start doing that. If we can just run our quarterback one way and run our running back the other way, and like one of them has the ball, you don't know which one. We need to do that. It might make sense to have a lead blocker like AJ Green out there. Just saying, hitting you full speed. You know. running just as fast as everybody else, just mowing people down.
Oh, we've got Dominic Johnson right there who's ran physical. We're not giving him any carry, so might as well use him
Mm-hmm.
at a lead block spot. Put him out there, you know what I mean.
He
Shoot
can,
short yardage situation. Let's go for it. You don't know who we're gonna give it to.
exactly, and you can still do some fun stuff, right? Have you ever trapped anybody? That is great. Just let somebody through the line and fucking mow them down. Just earhole the shit out of them. That's one of the most fun things to do in football. And then you just run right through the hole right there. Everybody gets to have a good time. The linemen's tearing somebody up. Running backs got a wide ass hole to go through. And you got a lead blocker running through the hole for you to take care of the first linebacker. Really, all you got to get through is the safeties.
No matter what, still a hell of a run. Most likely.
Well, whenever you came down and you watched my offense play, we did that in that game. We ran trap the whole damn game, and we beat the hell out of that team.
Yeah.
So I know it works. I just don't understand why we won't run it, man. I did see some stunting on the defensive side of the ball, some twists and stuff like that. Just some basic stuff. When we talked about needing to, throw some of that in and get some, get some more pressure on the quarterback. Like what we had a 4-man front this time instead of the 3-man for quite a while. Um,
Yeah. Still no sacks this game. That was kind of weird though. I wish we would have need some against Auburn. Maybe we can just get a couple against. I forgot his name now already. Robbie. What's his name? Robbie or something like
Robert. It's
that. Oh,
Robbie
Robert
Ashford.
Ashford.
Man,
Robbie Ashford.
if you got a name like Robbie Ashford and you're playing Will Rogers, the Cowboys star, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, you probably ain't winning these games. Playing KJ Jefferson, you ain't gonna win that. Oh,
No.
Robbie. Poor old guy.
I feel pretty good about it, man. I mean, we need to win. I mean, after last year, that was a terrible loss last year. They weren't very good last year. We got our ass whipped right before the bye week. It's a game that Pittman said he lost the sideline and let
Mm-hmm.
him get down and stuff. Kind of concerning. And then I mean, we did turn around the rest of the season, but I don't. We need to avenge that. We shouldn't be. We've lost 6 in a row to Auburn. 6 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's. And how about 7 out of 9? 7 out of 8. My goodness. No, 8 out of 9. My apologies. We have got to turn this around. Before that, I think we were even. We're down 19-11 the series, man. All because this last, you know, shit decade.
Got to turn it around, dude. Look, and
Starts.
here's the thing. You beat Auburn in a game that you probably can win. It's gonna let us know: are we bottom of the SEC
Yeah.
West? Or are we middle of the SEC West? And that's what we're fighting for right now. Because whoever loses this is bottom of the SEC West. And I think most of the teams know this, right? I think they both know that there's a lot at stake here, and they both can be coming out, to fight. I just think we got more talent than we've utilized. And Pittman's already said this week, and I guess we should even mention this about the podcast. We're not going to be here next week because we got things to do. But he said that everybody's healthy already this week. So next week should be a cakewalk, walk in the park, just getting a little bit more healthy. You know what I mean? Relaxing. Hopefully he's not, just running the kids every day for that fumble,
Just punish the Rocket. Just
making them throw up. I do. Here's what I do think. And I said they should have done this to KJ too, and I still believe they should duct tape the ball to their hand for the week for having the fumbles. I think that's appropriate. I don't benching them. What's worse, getting benched or having the ball duct taped to your hand for a whole week? Even all
Yeah,
right, you
yeah.
probably can't duct tape it like with the kids we got these days, but you could make them carry it around, right? Like in a little baby, like put one of those baby things on
Yeah.
and put the ball in and have to take that to classes.
Don't lose it, you know.
You wouldn't drop your baby.
Mm-mm.
You can't drop that ball. Put it in a little baby carrier. Make him take it to class. I think that'd be more motivating.
Yeah, I've been embarrassed.
And then what? All right, so we beat Auburn, right? We both think we're gonna beat Auburn. We beat Auburn. We play Liberty. That should be a sure win. Even if we lose to Auburn, Liberty's a sure win, right? And we need we need to win some games to get to a ball game. Like right now, we're not ball eligible, right? And like you look at our schedule, you got LSU. Are we gonna win that? That's a losable game, a winnable game, and a losable game, right? I feel like that could go 50-50, you know. Ole Miss, I said at the beginning of the year that we were probably gonna beat us, and I have no reason to change that prediction at this point. And then you got Missouri, who, I feel like it's probably about as good as Liberty, right? So you're going to get that win, too. So I feel like you got the Liberty you can count on as a win, and Missouri you can count on as a win. And then you got to pull one out somewhere, right?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that'd be nice just to beat Auburn and Liberty back to back and get to that 6 just right off the bat, not even have to. At
Feeling good going
least
into
you know
that
you're
LSU
going
game.
to, yeah. I mean, hopefully win that too, but
You get two,
excuse me.
well, you got two wins in a row, and you're walking in the LSU. It's a different, you got a different type of mentality. You've only lost three. You're on a winning streak. You're
Six
going.
three.
Yeah, you're going to put up a W, right? And that's at home, right? Isn't that a home game? Yeah. So that's a home game.
Yeah.
So like it's the best possible place to be playing them. You know. Um, so you got to feel good. I don't know. You got to feel good about that. I feel like.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it. Man, we only got one SEC win so far. That's pretty embarrassing. I'm talking about these other teams' schedules and stuff, but exactly like you're saying, man, this is it. Are we gonna be the last? Because if we beat Auburn, Auburn's the last place team. If we lose to them, we're the last place team. Again, all this changing
Mm-hmm.
coaches, we're still the last place team. You know what I mean?
And you go
As
beat
well have just kept
Liberty. It
on.
doesn't make a damn. It doesn't change anything when you go beat Liberty. You know. LSU or Auburn loses. Doesn't matter. Doesn't change a damn thing. You're going in the LSU, bottom of the totem pole. Beat up. You won Liberty game. Yeah, of course you did. Everybody knew he's gonna win that. You just don't have the same confidence. You're not middle of the road SEC team. You can beat anybody on any day. You know, but LSU's in a down year. You know, they got that old coach down there, Kelly from Notre Dame and everything, and he's trying to get it all together, and he ain't got it yet. He's pulled out some surprises this year, but he ain't got it where it needs to be yet.
Oh no, man. But you know what? If they knock off LSU this weekend, and I don't know who they play in the week in between, and um, they're looking to kind of get up there. They're 3-1 in the conference, same as Alabama. If they beat Ole Miss, they're moving to the top of the conference, and if they come, maybe by then we may be, especially if we're goodness, like you're saying, lose. If not, you're saying we're going to do, but if we did lose to Auburn and beat Liberty, we're 5-4. LSU, they're going to be ready to come up here and win. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So is this a must win? It's starting to feel like a must win.
Well, yeah, and then if you think about LSU too in their games, they play Ole Miss, right? And it's like when you start thinking about it, it's going to be defining where people are in the conference. That's another area that's going to be defined of where Ole Miss is in the conference. Are they upper echelon? If they are they going to get beat like everybody else and be middle of the road, SEC team? So that'll make a big difference, I think, when we roll in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, right now Ole Miss is undefeated, conference now overall, so they've still got national championship hope.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know what that game. So there's no easy. I mean, even Missouri, that Drinkwitz they might be just 5-6 at that point. You know what I mean? Just searching for a bowl victory to keep some, you know, Missouri keep them happy. With him,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's doing an okay job making a bowl game. That's good for Missouri. So uh, just still going to be tough, man. I mean, maybe if we can rattle them off. I say it tough, so hopefully I could be. I mean, I will be, but hopefully everybody else can be really excited that when we win these games because just kind of thinking about it, be solid to win out.
Oh, if we just beat Auburn, Liberty, LSU, upset Ole Miss, the only team to beat them the whole year, and then go down and beat Missouri, that'd be great.
Yeah,
That'd be
pretty
great.
awesome.
Just be able to put Ole Miss in their place and stuff. There was a time when it seemed like Pittman had, his numbers. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
just so good, man. They're just such a good team. I mean, I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out. I guess they played a lot of weak teams, and it's probably a skewed view. But I've watched a few of their games, and I've just been surprised at how powerful their offense looked.
yeah. I mean, it should be. I mean, under Kiffin, man, that's why what he's been known for. Why he's kept getting some good chances. And we were talking about. I mean, we wanted him, so this podcast were favorites. I mean, you know what I mean? Like that would have been a good hire. It still would have been still
Oh
proven
yeah,
right that people were like, oh, he's going to jump ship and do this and do that. Now, third year, he's still at Ole Miss, putting up record numbers on offense and stuff, and competing for championships. And while we're just good
if
old
he
boy Sam.
if he wins a championship this year,
I didn't say
at
that.
Ole Miss,
I love Sam.
like, will he leave and go to a bigger program? I guess that's
Probably.
the question. I guess, but or you just stay and try to continue that trajectory. Do you? What if you take over? What if Saban just starts going downhill from this point, man? What if he don't win a bunch of games here on out? Maybe his best seasons are 6, 7, 8 wins from here forward. Just the rest of his,
Yeah.
you know, rest of his career. Just after that loss, everything just unravels. He just loses some teams he really shouldn't, and Ole Miss just keeps winning. That'd be terrible. God damn.
I'd rather them go to. I'd rather them go over to Nebraska or somewhere else, or I don't know what other job's gonna be open. Somewhere, just get out of the conference. You know what I mean? Let Ole Miss hire another Matt Luke or whoever, just some random. It's like that's all they can get. Of course, then you know what? Those lucky punks, what they do is they'd probably be able to get Dion from down at Jackson. Go get him just an hour away or whatever. It's just think two coaches we might have should have had. I didn't mean to say that about Pittman, man. He is a good boy. I didn't lie. I like
I
Pittman,
think
man. I just wish we were better this season.
I think we're fixing to find out how good Pittman is. I think that's fixing to be found out. Last year we said the same thing. We said we're going to find out what kind of coach we got at this point, and then he turned it on and won some games, right? And then had a hell of a year, and it was a really scary series of losses, just like we had this year. Can we
Yeah.
stop having those stupid ass series of losses we shouldn't have? Every year we're losing a game that we shouldn't, like this Texas A&M game, right? Like we gotta stop doing that. At some point, we gotta improve, man. We can't be. I don't want to be stagnant. and I want to move backwards. That's the only two things I don't want. As long as we just keep moving forward, I'm fine with it. But the goal's a national championship. And if that's not your goal, well, what kind of fan are you? Seriously, right? What kind of administrator, coach, what are you doing if that's not your goal? The goal is to win a national championship every single year, and we got to move forward to that. I just want one for a pass away, man. I don't think it's too much to ask. You know,
Maybe we can get it, man. Maybe
just
maybe it
one.
happens next year. Maybe KJ stays. That one more one more year, and we make it a magical year. You never know what's gonna. I mean, I
That's
just
right.
we haven't just. Yeah, it definitely should be the goal, man. I think we can win it one day, man. I think we can do it. Hell, Ole Miss is competing for one. You know what? Ole Miss is. I mean, it's not like they've just had a better history than us. So
I
if they
think
can
it's
do it, we can do it.
I think it's about getting the right coach. I very firmly believe that. I
Yep.
think that we have plenty of money. We got Tyson, we got Walmart. We're able to compete money wise and pay our players just as well as everybody else can pay their players. And you see Alabama being upset because everybody else can pay their players now like they used to, and it's legal, and they're just freaking out about it. And, you see Jimbo out there just buying a football team. And our biggest problem is the stupid contracts that we gave out prior to this one, two of them, right? And maybe we should stop throwing extensions and things around. Like, yeah, we had a good contract with Pittman, and that's kind of why we got him, over Kiffin, and everybody knows it, right? It was the better
Saving some
deal.
money.
It was the better
Right.
deal, better money wise, right? And Pittman knows that, and he's got something to prove. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and that's good because that's the kind of coach you need at the university. So, the thing about it is that chip big enough to, you know, turn it all the way around? Can he take us to the mountaintop? And that's the goal. That's where we got to get to. We got to get to Athens, and we got to get to the national championship game, and we got to get a damn W and bring it home.
I agree, man. I agree.
Preferably before the 12-team playoff scenario happens, because then you're gonna have all these people like, oh, that team got lucky and stuff. Arkansas got in at 12 and just barely won that one.
Oh, yeah.
We missed the whole damn BCS era. Whole damn era.
We did. Yeah, we did.
We got close 1 year. Couple years, I guess.
Almost there.
Man, did we get close.
Yeah. We haven't been to Atlanta since 2006. So. I really thought we were in 3-0, man. I thought it was turning our way, man. I thought it was going to be it this year.
It might be, man. It might be our year. We might go the rest of this year without losing another game. It might just be a 3-loss team. That'd be great. I thought we were gonna. At the end of the year, I thought we were gonna be undefeated. You go and you beat Cincinnati, you play as well as you do against South Carolina, and then you have a Missouri State game. You're like, oh goodness, wait a second, that wasn't right. There's some things not right in that one. You know what I mean? And you're looking at your scores. You're like, we are having a hard time keeping folks scores low. So that's kind of worrisome. There you go in and lose a heartbreaker to Texas A&M in a neutral location at Jerry World, alumni of the University of Arkansas. He wants us to win. He's doing things, probably making things uncomfortable for A&M and stuff. You know, they probably switched out their seats with hard seats in the locker room and stuff with a high back, so give everybody kind of a little, you're like, golly, man, this ain't comfy. We got all the Arkansas players, those nice seats the Bulls used to have, the padding and stuff.
It's awesome.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you should win at that venue. That's all I'm saying. And we lost it. We lost at that venue way too many times. And I don't know. I was at that venue, and we wasn't losing that much when I was going. I'll just tell you that right now, right down now. We walked in that stadium. It was showtime. We got behind bad, and we still came back and won in that bitch.
Oh yeah.
I guess we should do a guesstimate.
Yeah. I'll go. I really don't have one off the top of my head. Let's see here. Arkansas 48, Auburn 20.
I'm gonna say Arkansas 38, Auburn 32.
Probably more like it.
I don't know. Maybe our defense will shut them down, man. Maybe we'll show up at this one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, man.
I
I'll
mean,
be excited for it.
it is at Jordan O'Hare Stadium, so
Yeah.
was that Feinbaum's? Wasn't that Feinbaum's school, or is he like is he an Alabama guy?
I
He's
mean,
always
I think
talking
he
about
like,
these two.
oh, I think he went to like Tennessee, but he, I don't know, man. He's just a Bama guy. I mean, I think he's always been down in Alabama.
Like he got jobs down there, like
Yeah, that was his like big since Bryant, probably Bear Bryant was coaching, so
you know.
he's dealt with a bunch of those crazy fans. Pretty funny. They're all bitching about calls and stuff in that Tennessee game. Like, yeah, that's what happens, man. I don't even know if calls were bad. I was, got to see what I could of that game. At the Arkansas game was at the same time.
So after I said some stuff about Arkansas losing hockey games, they came back and won two. Then they got their ass hammered against North Texas. So I'm glad they won two, but maybe we could win the rest of these. Maybe we can turn it on.
Talk some more shit about them, Chan.
That's what I was trying to do, man. I was hoping it was.
That ain't enough.
I was
I
hoping
need
we could
sweeps.
have more than 3 wins. Well, we're going to go
Oh
play
man.
in the Route 66 showcase. We're going to play Miami, Ohio. That should be an easy win. That's a small, teeny tiny, itty bitty school. And then Ferris State. I don't even know where that's at, so that's got to be a small school. And then we're playing Davenport, another probably not the biggest programs. Now, what'll be embarrassing is if Davenport or Ferris State is as good as we used to be when we were D2 schools, and they're just playing one of these bigger schools just to beat them, and we go in there and get hammered by one of these. That would be embarrassing. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen. Man, should we have moved out of the SEC? I mean, got
I
out
don't
of
know.
it.
It's fun
Don't
when you
seem
miss
like
the
we're doing as
championship.
good as we were.
I don't know.
What happened to the
Yes.
two hockey teams? Remember, we had two hockey teams for a while.
That was wild.
We don't have two anymore. What's up with
Mm-mm.
that? Why can't we have two?
Was it D2 and D3, or do we have a D1 and D3?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Crazy.
If the D3's real good, I might just start following them. Yeah, I said it. We only got 4 games in Springdale too this year, or 6. Sorry, 6 games in Springdale this year. So that's not a lot, you know.
Goodness. No, it's not a lot. Wow.
Oh, wait,
Right.
10. My bad. I guess that's better. 10, yeah. No, those are in Springfield. Never mind. So that's 5 because those are in Springfield.
Now they play almost as many in Springfield as they do in Springdale.
They do.
You're welcome, hockey team, for us.
Been
Not,
doing it for years. For years, we've been talking about this hockey team, dude.
we're trying to break y'all's whatever that other podcast y'all love curse they put on you.
You could mail us a hockey jersey. That would help. With the Hog on
Dude,
it. Don't mail me one of the last year jerseys. Nobody wants those. I am thinking about spending $120 to do the hockey push thing because that's about how much a jersey costs. So that would be worth it. And you get a free jersey if you get it. Watch me pay $120 and still not get the dang jersey. Some kid, some 5-year-old comes up there and it's like, that's the closest. What the hell?
probably. Jersey just walking around with the big jersey just right by you. Little kid just hanging down to the damn ground, just making mud and just dirt on, making a mockery of it, wet from the eyes, and just like I would have fit me perfectly, this little kid.
That's hilarious.
Not hilarious, man. You deserve that.
We had some basketball with the red white game. I should have went to that. I don't know why I didn't go to the. I heard something about baseball too, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh yeah, there's false scrimmaging, I think.
One who won, red or white?
Red. Red team won.
Anthony Black, Ricky Council, Joseph Pinion, Jalen Graham, Jordan Walsh, Makia Mitchell, Ked Arbogast, and Lawson Blake was on the red team. And the white team was Trevion Berlays, Nick Smith Jr., Barry Dunning Jr., Jamani Johnson, McLee Mitchell, and Darian Ford. You remember though that last year they videoed it, so I watched that, and I guess that guy got in trouble for it. Nobody did it this year, which is really sorry they don't put these games out,
Well, yeah,
on the
now.
internet so we can watch them.
Well, 2 weeks ago they said it was on SEC Network Plus, and then like before, like a couple days before, they just took that off. So I was like, oh, so I forgot. So they said something happened, but yeah, it's And then they played in Barnhill, so half the fans that might could show up can show up, which is cool. I did play in Barnhill, but a lot of fans want to see you.
It looked like Mitchell and Graham were out there showing off quite a bit.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year for sure.
Smith's got a little
It's gonna be
action.
interesting.
Yeah, it was really Mitchell and Graham running the show in this one. We ranked second, right, in the nation? Isn't that what I heard?
Top 10.
Was it second?
Top. I don't think second. I don't know. AP poll we were like 10th, I think.
10th. Okay. Where did I hear second at?
Maybe there might be a poll out there we're second. I just know that at least the one I was thinking of, AP poll came out. That was the first time we've been ranked top 10 since the 94-95 season, preseason. Yeah, it'll be a fun year.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out for sure. Jesus Christ, this place has number one in the ESPN way too early poll. Good Lord. All right, I need to stop looking at this. I'm going to get my hopes up. Whew, we'll see, man. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. My expectations are high, so that's all right. That's what happens when you've been to back-to-back Elite Eights and got one of the second or third ranked recruiting class. Should be high.
Yeah, you think we'll be able to break the curse and go all the way? You think that's the?
I don't know, man. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. At least the Final Four would be nice. Goodness.
You know what I've noticed is I haven't seen Coach at a lot of other sporting events and stuff lately. He's pretty focused on, you know what I mean, practicing and doing their things and stuff. I mean, you used to see him like everywhere constantly.
Oh, he's still out there. Oh, shoot, man. He's been traveling to all kinds of. I don't know if they're recruiting visits, so whatever he's doing, but he's always taking pictures at the other like professional sporting practices and stuff and getting pictures. He's all over the place. I mean, I don't know if it doesn't seem like he sleeps a lot and he's got a lot of energy. So hope he's not spending too much time away. Maybe he's recruiting. Who knows? But
You think he's spending way too much time away, huh?
I don't put that on me, man. I'm just saying.
Depends on how the year goes. Like, if it
Yeah.
goes really good, it's like, man, I'm glad he got to go over there and see his kids play football. It's their senior year in high school football and stuff. And he went over there every Friday night and watched them play, and we still won this national championship. Wasn't that so cool? But if it's just terrible, if it's just tanking, it's like, why is he over there? Warriors. What the hell's he doing in their facility? Down there at the Lakers taking selfies with LeBron.
Uh,
All right. Well,
I
I
don't
guess
know.
I guess we better go, man. I really ain't got much. I can't drag this out much for longer. Or do we want to do? Oh, we didn't do fantasy. We didn't talk about fantasy. Should probably drag it out a little longer and talk about fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm. Oh yeah. I'm all right. Well, I'm tired for first. I moved back in first after Arizona Irish beat me. There's still a 5 game winning streak. Goodness. So I'm first. Arizona Irish. You got big defending champions, Big Wiener Bandits. Florida Hog moving in at 6. And Hog Call. You're at 8, Chad, right there on the line, right there in the playoffs. With Hogstradamus just on the outside. Running like a Razorback was talk about he's the second or third most points, and he's in 11th. I told him don't give up. There's a couple weeks left, but time is
The
winding down.
most points. second or
So,
third
I mean, I
most.
thought he said, but I'm looking at it now. That's third most points. Well,
Still,
I guess that should put him. You would think that'd put him in a playoff spot. But Chad, you've got the fifth most in your eighth.
it don't go
Big
by
Wiener
points.
Bandit. He's Big Wiener Bandit's not even. I mean, he's like the eighth or ninth scoring guy, and he's third. So you know how that works out sometimes.
It's beating everybody. Every week, everybody's like, "Man, I had a bad week when I played Big Winter Bandit." And then when you get to always when you get to the playoffs is whatever. Like you got a team like that, and it's like all I got to do is get through this one game, man. I think I can do it. Nope. Your team actually performs the way they were supposed to, and the other team performs the way they were supposed to. You just get demolished.
Anything there might be a fantasy league that until recently I was undefeated and finally lost to, and I was may not be the highest scoring team. Because I like it though. Shoot, if I have to go win, I'll take the win. I'm not gonna apologize to anybody. You better have a good enough week to get it in the win category.
I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy, and there's so many more choices in college fantasy. You have to really be on your game, and you gotta be willing to go in there and grab players mid-year, let people go. Certain teams don't live up to their hype, man. Certain players just don't perform like they did the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks in, and you gotta make hard decisions and stuff.
Yeah.
To me, the college game is much more challenging than the NFL game. If
Oh
the
yeah.
NFL game just had a rule that said they had to let you know what their damn injuries were and who was playing by Friday night at midnight, it would be so much better. You know, that's really the major problem with NFL fantasy is the way they'll wait until right before the game and be like, oh no, they're not injured, or they are. You know,
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right about that. Yeah, they're not very open about it. Colleges become starting to get more like that too. We're just trying to push the limits on what do we have to, what do we have to say?
uh huh.
But NFL, I mean, a lot of people I mean, people can like it or not, but fantasy draws a lot of people into watching some shit, shit games and stuff like games they wouldn't normally. So it's important to have these guys. Maybe that's like me. Maybe I mean I wouldn't watch that random
You got to take it
Falcons
into
Saints
account.
game.
You got to take all that into account if you're the NFL. You got to start taking the fantasy player into account. It's gotten so large and so big. There's so many people doing it. Um, and there's the money fantasy leagues now that some of these people do, or they just know just bet all kinds of $50, $100 fantasy
I just play
leagues and
for
stuff.
fun. I just do it for the love of the game.
Well,
Uh,
some of these folks try to win big money, man. Big money, a lot of money rolling around on this thing. I know we would never do anything that way like that.
Sure. Oh yeah, no. I play for free.
Well, let's have a moment of silence for Razorback Rich, who drowned in the toilet over at Protho Junction 2 weeks ago.